This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Flagstaff Microlite, model number 22FBS. Alright, so this is not a floor plan video, it's a how-to video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? You have regular scissor type stabilizers. It comes with a 3/4 inch crank. You have a power awning with LED strip. Outside speakers. This is a vent for the range hood. So if you're going to be running the range hood, the fan in the range hood, open up those two little latches there so it flaps freely and vents to the outside. This of course is your furnace vent. You have a TV mount here. The other half of the mount comes with the trailer also. You have power and signal out, so you can hang a TV out here if you want. You have a rail for your griddle, which the griddle I imagine is in here. Yes I do. Yep, right here. Alright. So it has this, the griddle has this LP line that comes with it. It's quick connect line. So one end goes to the back of the grill. The other end goes right here. You can see it there. Right there. So that's how you connect the griddle to the LP system. You also get a small metal utility table that hangs next to the grill on this rail. Looks like you have a bike rack that comes with it. That is your coiled sprayer right there. Alright, so there's your 3/4 inch crank for your stabilizers. Now this smaller crank right here is in case your power tongue jack was to fail for any reason. You have a power tongue jack here. If it happened to fail, you could pull this rubber plug out of the top, put that crank on there, and you could actually crank it manually to get yourself hitched and unhitched. So you can always get yourself out of trouble. All this is a hookup for a if you were to purchase a GoPower portable solar panel / battery charger. If you got one, it would plug right into here and it would charge your battery. That's just an option though. Now you have your battery hooked up here. You got a two LP tanks full with a automatic changeover regulator. The battery like a deep cycle marine battery, and you can see it there, that knob right there. That's the kill switch for the battery. So right now it's on, as you can see, but if you ever want to shut the battery off, you can just flip that switch or turn that switch, okay? You have docking lights here. This is the fresh water tank fill right here. Now the most common way to get water to the trailer is your city water hookup, which I'll show you in a minute. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you're boondocking or whatever, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here. Then use the onboard pump to pump the water. All the plumbing will work as though you have city water. You'll just be pumping it from the tank. So I'll show you the switch for the water pump when we get inside, okay? This is the other side of your pass-through storage. That's your dump hose right there, okay? This is just an extra collar they give you for a hose. In case you happen to run over the one you've got, you can always make a repair with this. So just for an emergency. Okay, your fresh water drain for your fresh water tank is right here. You can see that white gate valve there. Okay. Alrighty. Moving past your slide room, you have a 30 amp, 30-foot power cord. Okay. You have your city water hookup, which is right here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. Just hook it up and you're all set. This is to draw antifreeze into the system. You'll have to educate yourself a bit on that if you're going to winterize it yourself. And this is your black tank flush right here. So after you dump your black tank is toilet water and waste obviously. You have your valves here, gray and black valve. Gray is sink and shower water, black valve is for the black tank, which is toilet water and waste. Well, this is your black tank flush here. So like it says on this sticker here, never turn on the water without having the valve open. So you open your black water valve, it'll still be open because you just flushed it, or dumped it, I should say. Then you hook the hose of the dump station on here, turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank, spray off the sensors so you get a good accurate reading, that sort of thing. All right, and cable and satellite through, just 2 coaxes. This is where your that coiled sprayer will hook up right here. You also have a housing there. If you can see it, it's telling us this is pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera kit. If you ever wanted to add one, you get the one that fits that housing and this trailer, and you can see what's happening behind you. We do sell them here. You can get them elsewhere. The bottom line is get the right one that fits into that housing. Okay. Your ladder makes it easy to inspect your roof. The manufacturer states every 60 to 90 days somebody should inspect the roof. You're going to look for damage that it could be done by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there. You also look for cracking and separation at the caulking, someplace that water could get through it in your trailer. You inspect it regularly because you never know what's happening up there unless you go up there and look. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately. It should be part of your regular trailer maintenance, inspecting your roof, okay? All right. So as we come in, we're going to see your power converter. All trailers have a power converter. It converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged into shore power, you can see you got regular 110 AC circuit breakers here like you see at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, so you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. So that's where your DC power comes from. This is also a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery on the tongue has and needs, and it'll send as many amps necessary to keep it charged. That's as long as you're plugged into shore power. So it'll charge your battery also. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced immediately. It's obviously very important. All right. So that's the power converter. That goes from AC to DC power. Up here, kind of hard to see up here, but up here, this is your solar controller / charge controller. It basically, just going to want to reset there. Hold on, please. Basically, this takes the solar power from the sun that hits the panels, converts it into DC electricity, and sends the amps and stores them in your battery. Okay. So you see when it comes around 136 volts, or I'm sorry, 13.6 volt DC, and then you're gaining 3.9 amps and storing it in your battery. You have to read up a bit on that to understand it. But that's your solar controller. So the solar panel will be charging the battery too, as it can, depending on the conditions outside, right? Now, one other thing, let me look around and find it here. See where we're at. Oh, right here. This is the power inverter here, or the control for the power inverter. Now I told you about converting, which is going from AC to DC. Well, inverting is going from 12 volt DC to 110 AC. I can turn it on. Actually, you should hold it for a second when you turn it on. There we go. And you can hear it beep. It just turned on basically. So right now it's taking 12 volt DC out of your battery. It's inverting it to 110 AC, and it's sending it to your receptacles. So let's look at one over here. Where did it go? I guess it's over here. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, so that's an inverted receptacle. So right now, if you're not plugged into AC power, when you turn on the inverter, it'll take the 12 volt DC from the battery, invert it to 110 AC, and then send it to your receptacles so you can run a small appliance with it. Like right here. That one also says it's inverted. So you can't run the air conditioner or a microwave with just using a battery and that inverter, but you can run appliances, blenders, coffee pots, whatever you need to use. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to shut that off because you don't need to be running it and inverting power when you don't need it. So you hold it for about 3 or 4 seconds and it'll shut down. Okay? Alrighty. TV is more than just a regular TV. It has AM/FM radio. It has Bluetooth. It has 2 speaker zones, A and B. One is inside the trailer, or B is A inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. So it does a lot. It's on a swing out bracket. Always make sure you lock it in place when you close it up so it doesn't swing around while you're traveling. Okay. You also have a fireplace in here, which is a great space heater. Has a remote with it also. But you can feel now it's really kicking out the heat. But you can change the flame. You can set the thermostat on it. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Right now it's really kicking out the heat. So on those days where it's not quite cold enough to run your propane furnace, you can use campground electricity and run this. Okay. I'll come across the remotes soon, I believe. If not, I'll find them. I'll make sure they're in here for you. Here they are. All right, so that's your fireplace remote. That is your TV / radio / Bluetooth remote. This is this is for your smoke detector. This is your tire monitor. You'll have to read up on that. Inside your tires, attached to the wheel, directly across from the valve stem, are sensors, right? You set this up to receive your sensors, and it'll receive the tire pressure from them. It'll also receive the temperature of the hub, and you can program it how you want, and it'll basically tell you if your tires are low, or you're getting a flat, or your hubs are too hot, things like that. So that's something you'll have to read up on and take care of. Your booklet is in here with all your information on the trailer. So keep that in mind. Your keys are hanging right here on the faucet. Alright, so when it comes, the thing to remember with this, I don't know if he's got the gas on or not here, but you kind of need 2 hands, because to spark it, you gotta hold it in. Here, you'll just have to trust me on this. You hold it in, and then you run the sparker. The sparker is this knob here. You turn it clockwise to spark. Then you have the 3 knobs here for the 3 burners, and then this one is for the oven. The oven is a little bit different in that you got all the way at the back there, you've got a pilot light. So you're going to go to the picture of the pilot light here. Then you depress this. You keep it depressed. You spark it until you see it light down there. Once you see the pilot light, you still hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to running operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You have a light up here and then an oven light down there. But you have to depress these in order to get them to light. Okay. You always travel with this closed when you're traveling. Okay. This is your rain chute. I told you about the vent on the outside where you want to open those 2 little latches so that baffle flaps freely so you can vent to the outside. That's for the fan. Here, winding up right there. Okay, and then you also have a light. Your microwave works like any other microwave. Nothing unique about it. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Some more stuff. This is the other half of your TV bracket here. This is a coax to hook up a TV outside. These are your putty and crayons, so you can touch up anything you want with using these putty and the crayons. You have a toilet paper roll. You have a towel rack and the bases for them, spatula, and an inline water filter. Okay, that comes with it. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see, what else do we have here? The thermostat. So the thermostat is just an analog thermostat. It's very simple. You always want the fan on auto. Then you're just going to go 1 click to the right is heat. Then you go back to off. 1 click to the left is fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. So it just circulates air. If you go 2 clicks over, it's air conditioning, and your full air conditioner will run. The heat is propane, obviously. So when you shut the heat off, let's say I turn it on and I click it off, the flame will go out immediately, but it will still cycle through its whole completed cycle, so it cools down and everything. So that doesn't shut off immediately. It takes a minute or so, but the flame goes out immediately. It lights automatically, of course. All right. While we're standing here, let's talk about this. This is pre-wired thing again. It's if you scan this code, it'll take you to the web page, and it says 5G on it, which you can pay a fee and have 5G and all that. But most people seem to use the public Wi-Fi feature. It has an antenna that goes on the roof, and a router box will fit right here, and then you can run all your family's phones and tablets through this. And it's a really good signal booster. So you just have to, your phones and tablets will hook up automatically to the router, and then you just have to go to the router page in a browser and hook onto campground Wi-Fi or whatever you're looking at. And it's a really good signal booster. It just improves the quality of your Wi-Fi. So that's an option also. Here, the refrigerator is here. It opens both ways. Okay. Now, here we go here. So, so your awning is right here. You can extend the awning like so. Never leave it out unattended. Your slide room is here. When you hear that ratchet sound, you just take your finger off the button. Your water pump is here. Or wait a minute. Your water pump is here. That's used to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Your tank heater is here. You have heating pads on all the tanks to extend your camping season. You can turn your water heater on electric here. You turn your water heater on gas here. Never run the water heater without water in it. So you always want to make sure, because you drain it. If you're in between campgrounds, it's not uncommon to drain it, or after it's been winterized and you get summer comes, you want to, it's going to be drained. So you want to make sure you refill it. So what you do is you hook up your city water, then you just open a hot water valve, and what will happen is water will come, or air will come spitting out, and then as it fills with water, it'll be a combination of water and air. When you get a solid stream of water coming out of hot water, you'll know that your tank is full. So make sure it's always full before you do that. That's to connect to the app, and these are your levels here. Okay. Alrighty. So what else do we have? Okay. So the one eco device here in the bathroom is the shower miser. First of all, number one, always latch these doors when you're traveling. You always do that. If not, they'll slam together and they will break eventually. But if you hook them together, they will not. So this goes with your shower miser here. There's also plenty of literature in your packet. But what this is a water recycler. So normally when you're heating up hot water, you're going to let all the cold water go down the drain, right? But in areas where there are droughts, you're not allowed to do that. And plus, you don't want to waste perfectly good space in your gray tank by just letting it fill with perfectly good water. So when it's off right there, right? So if you look at the recycling sign here, or symbol there, you go down, and what happens is the water does not come out the shower head. You turn on the hot water, and it just recirculates around and around from here through the water pump, through the water heater, around and around and around, and the water will heat up without wasting it. This will change colors to a very distinct beigeish kind of color, and you'll know now the water's hot. So then you just flip it all the way up to this position here, and the shower works. Right, so it's a way to recycle the water in a loop while it's heating up. Okay, it's called the shower miser. Like I started to state earlier, you have a lot of stuff in your packet to read. You can also go to manufacturers' websites and look at their product videos too. Now this is your fan. It's a 4-speed fan. You open your vent here. You have a cover on it so you can open it in the winter time. It's great. Obviously, it's a good exhaust fan. Period. But if ever, let's for example, it's the time of year where you get a lot of condensation from your breath, and you got a lot of people packed in here. You can just turn this on low, and any potential condensation problem, it'll just pull it right out, no problem. The toilet sits right over a black tank like all trailer toilets do. That's a little bit of antifreeze in there. I thought, see, right now we're still winterized. I know you're picking up, but you bought it before, so we're gonna have to talk. I'll have your salesman Steve talk to you and see if you want it winterized or you want it to be ready to camp in. So anyway, you have a flush foot pedal right here. Basically, when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. Then you'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. You'll stand on the pedal and hold it down until you put at least a gallon of water into the black tank below along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. If you don't do that, it's considered using it dry. If you use it dry, the smell will be terrible, super terrible, and it'll get clogged up. So you always want chemical and water in there. At least a gallon. You can use more, but not less. This is a GFCI, just so you know. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. Even though they're regular receptacles, they're still wired through it. So if you're using a plug outside and it pops, you're still going to reset it here. Okay. All right, I think we've got it now. Let me look around. I walked right past, apparently walked right past your water heater. So let me look and find it for you.
Excuse me.
You're excused. Here, yes I did. So, I told you about not using it empty, right? So, you always want to make sure that there's water in it. Right now, it's because it's winterized, it's empty, see? So your anode rod is out with your drain plug that screws into there. It runs on gas and electric. I showed you the two switches on the inside. Just remember, before you use it, you want to make sure there's water in it. You do that by hooking up your city water, turning on the hot water valve, and making sure a solid stream of water comes out, okay? Alrighty. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 60 to 90 days. That's important. It should be part of your regular maintenance. And never run your water heater without water in it, okay? Thank you very much.